Welcome to Popcorn Planet. I'm Andy Signer. Man, we just had a 2-hour debate about this whole Dan Schneider lawsuit. What are the accusations in Nickelodeon and Quiet on the Set? Man, it was a good conversation at the end of the day. I'm glad we had it. And I got to say, on the start of this clip, I appreciate Kim so much for always being here, trucking through and giving her perspective, because she's got a beautiful perspective on things. And we're so grateful to have her here. So we're going to pivot to the more important topic, which I know we're definitely going to agree on, which is the fact that TMZ seems to be trying to kill Britney Spears, and this isn't okay. And I got 2 stories to update you on regarding this. Before we get to the breakdown, which wasn't a breakdown, we have new. I love how they now spin the story we did yesterday, how Britney called Jamie Lynn the B word. And they, of course, then ran to Jamie Lynn to do damage control to spin this. So Britney can say all the S she likes. I'm just happy she's breathing. Oh, what a sister of the decade, sister of the millennium. She really could get the title for ultimate best sister of all time. Jamie Lynn isn't sweating her sister's nasty comments, with people close to her revealing she's developed a positive way to look at Britney's trash talk. Sources with direct knowledge, Jamie Lynn is the source. Jamie Lynn only worried about Britney's well-being. So she's actually fine with all the smack Britney fires off. No, she's not. Because every comment is a sign that Britney's still alive. So now she's out there. I got no problem, but I'm going to shade my sister back to be like, well, she's crazy and she's going to be dead someday, so I'm glad she's not. What a good sister. I'm going to give it to TMZ and make sure they know that, hey, my sister's that crazy that she could be dead. This revelation comes on the heels of her repeatedly calling her a little B and a little S in a rambling, barely coherent video. I totally followed it.
Yeah, I
don't
did
know
too.
what IQ level the TMZ people have, but it was easy to follow. And then she deleted for Instagram. That's also it was a story. They delete themselves.
Yeah.
They delete themselves. She didn't delete the story. Learn how freaking stories work. But that's how they clip this to make her look crazy. Oh my God, the story's gone. Yeah, because they all go away. And Jamie Lynn is abhorrent. I hate her. I despise her. She's literally the worst sister. She always makes it worse. And I do believe she's corruptly involved with Lou Taylor and all of it. And she's been trying to cover it up forever. That's my opinion. Please, let's open discovery again, Jamie Lynn. But that all is, of course, what then led up to this, which was paramedics, police called the hotel, guests feared mental breakdown. Exclusive. Britney got into a huge fight with her boyfriend Wednesday night, and she ended up out of control, crying, possibly cut, almost driven away in an ambulance. TMZ has learned. First of all, correction, she wasn't taken away in an ambulance. The police said there was no issue. She's already home safe. And I think there's a comment from her on her Instagram already responding to this. Yes. Correct, Kim? So we're going to go there.
It's in our chat. You can grab it if you want.
Perfect. But I just reiterating how TMZ spins all this nonsense so you can see how they are literally just trying to destroy her every chance they get. Britney got to the Chateau Marmont Wednesday with boyfriend Paul, and there was some sort of disturbance, and someone called police claiming a woman matching Britney's description was harassing and threatening hotel employees and guests. Officers showed up shortly after, but they saw no signs of trouble and left. We're told Britney and Paul retreated to a hotel room at 11, where they continued partying and drinking, but they were in a room that they ended up getting into a huge altercation that we're told turned physical, according to sources, and Britney may have hurt her leg. We're told Britney was screaming out of control in the hallway of her suite, and several guests thought she was having a mental breakdown. So paramedics were called. While we're told the paramedics was for possible injured person, sources at the hotel tell us they feared it was a breakdown. Paramedics arrived. They made contact with Britney, who was walking out of the hotel with a pillow and blanket wrapped around her. She had clearly been crying. She did not get into the ambulance and ended up leaving with her security and without Paul. So, Kim, want to fact check that? We've got new reports coming in. What actually happened, Kim?
I mean, I think we're hearing different things from different sources, but I think what's really important to notice is what the, I believe it was the paramedics told the press, which was that the police were not called. The ambulance came and left with under an hour. Britney did not go with them at all. She is at home. She is safe. And it's just kind of ridiculous. I think when they're using things like we talked to the staff and they feared a mental breakdown. Okay. they could have talked to the staff and they could have feared a spider. I don't know what, like, people are making a lot of assumptions. And
Her leg, and she was
my
screaming for that, right? Yeah.
yeah. I mean, she could have fallen and cut her leg or something, or whatever. And it sounds like she did address something in her post to do with that. But I think what's really important is that I am not saying that, Britney doesn't need support or people around her that have her best interest at heart, that, she's not going through a rough time right now or anything like that. But what I am saying is that there were paramedics on site that would have seen her. They left without her.
Yep.
That tells me there was not a mental breakdown. And just because someone is crying, potentially because they've had an argument with somebody that they're, friends with or dating or whatever, that doesn't mean she's having a mental breakdown. Like, if everyone here had an ambulance called for them every time they cried.
My God.
I'm just saying. And I think that people really just assuming certain things and pushing certain narratives or whatever, it's just ridiculous. And I don't think it's helping her. I think if people really want Britney to be okay, you've got to give her space. And I mean, how many celebrities do you think probably have situations where something happens in a hotel, and or whatever, and it's not front page news of every tabloid? That's all I'm saying.
A lot of them would, and she has responded now. She's already posted from about while we were live, just to let people know the news is fake. I would like respect this time for people to understand I'm getting stronger every day. Truth sucks. So can someone teach me how to lie? Goddesses out there, I'm reaching my higher power. And furthermore, I hope you guys are too. I need a new toothbrush right now. P.S. I need an espresso. P.S.S. Not sure why I feel the need to share this. I guess I'm just a girl and I'm on my period, so I'm bitchy. S-word. I also twisted my ankle last night and paramedics showed up at the door illegally. They never came in my room, but I felt completely harassed. I'm moving to Boston. Peace. So there it is. She twisted her ankle and they weren't supposed to be there. People, of course, called because Britney's there and they always think Britney's going crazy. But there it is from Britney herself.
So, when I look at that from her perspective, one of the things I see there of her saying, I need a new toothbrush right now, to me, that's basically potentially her making a joke of saying, I left my toothbrush at the hotel. Way to leave. I went home, forgot my toothbrush. I need another toothbrush. Last night was crazy. And it sounds like maybe something did happen, that she might have fallen or something had happened to her ankle. Maybe when it happened, I mean, that stuff hurts. Maybe she yelled and she cried because she was in pain because she twisted her ankle. It's just a lot of assumptions. That's all I'm saying. I hope she's okay. I'm glad that we've heard she's home safe.
Right. And you got to remember the news is coming from this website that basically is saying they're going to just inject her with medicine, even though he's never treated her. And there is more and more coming out about this guy.
Oh, yeah.
A lot, as I know, down the rabbit hole has been messaging me. She's doing a whole insight. This Dr. Sophie guy has a history, guys, of some shady stuff. And I watched him on a couple of Dr. Phil clips. Look, I don't like this guy. I'm shocked this guy hasn't been under the microscope a little bit more. But he's been around for a long time, and there's a lot of shit out there that's being discovered. So we'll see what happens. But the fact that he did this is so gross. So gross. And this is TMZ.
Goldwater rule. My goodness.
So he has been, I know multiple people have tried to call in his license, et cetera. We'll see what happens if that even works. But the fact that he was here diagnosing Britney without even meeting her and saying that he would force drugs and all the things he said about her. If there was a defamation case, I feel like it's against him. So I think he'd have a better shot than Dan Schneider would have. But at the end of the day, this is just deplorable that this is happening, and yet more evidence that no, she's not having a breakdown. Again, as you said it well, she clearly needs a good support system. She's been through massive trauma. Stop judging. Stop going out there calling it out. Stop putting it there. We're spotlighting this so we can translate this for you, because hopefully people will understand what's actually happening here and not keep trying to label her crazy. Look, she might be crazy. I'd be crazy if I went through what she's in, but she's allowed to go do what she wants and live how she lives. And she has her own team around her now, and it's now her life to decide. And I don't think she wants her family around her at all, given what they've done. And you know what? I respect her for that. So leave her alone. It's hard to trust people when you're Britney Spears. And she's now out of this conservatorship. She wants to live it up. Drink, party. I don't care. It's all legal. Leave her the hell alone. She wants to dance in the same circle 10 million times. Leave her alone. Don't care. If she wants to be half naked, guess what? Not illegal. Don't care. So let her find her way. Leave her the hell alone. TMZ, when are they going to stop? It is horrifying what they do, but they keep going. But let's keep an eye. Let's keep exposing it. And that was your main story today. But man, you really want to check out the whole story on this one, because it's a look. This is a to recap it, because at the end of learning a lot. Look, Dan Schneider has a lot to explain.
Yeah,
he has a lot to explain. I want to see the specific allegations. We did have a nice debate about that specifically, because I want to know what is. Me and Vito were here, and we want to know what it is. But I know a lot of my chat and Kim especially, a lot of people just they've seen enough to know that this guy is a problem. And as we watched his YouTube video, which we watched all together, oh my goodness, woof. This is one of the worst videos you could put out there regarding Dan Schneider's apologies, which aren't really even apologies. This is a mess, and I'm shocked to see him actually doing this, to be honest. The suit's not even filed. It looks so sketchy, so amateurish. We'll see what actually happens here. But a lot of stuff coming in here, and will be, and this case is clearly going to keep going, as Dan tries to do this damage control. I don't think this is a smart move. I think he's making a massive move, but you know what? I'm here for it, because I want to see that discovery. Let's get the proof. Let's get the evidence so we can all be on the same side here easily, and we'll see what happens. And if he's got some proof to otherwise, more power to him. I think it's going to be a tough road to go. We will see. Well, that was the full show. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. If you missed the full show, rather, this is the clipped version I meant. I trimmed this show a lot. If you want to watch the full show, man, we had a great debate, and a robocaller called, and did I give them the best. Kim is here. Go subscribe to her. Subscribe to Vito. He was on the show as well. So much fun. Thank you guys so much for watching. We're going to head over to Nerd Report next. We'll see you guys over there. Thanks for watching, everybody. Have a good night. Bye.
Bye.